Interaction is the second characteristic. Interaction is more than just gathering together. Members have to relate to one another. And they do that at least through communication, respect, and safety. We really want people to do more than just sitting on a chair, right? It's more than just showing up. It has to do with us being able to talk, to exchange, to debate, to ask, to answer, and then to be able to respect each other, to respect others' opinions. It's hard when we continually grow in a culture that it's about, it's about promoting entitlement and promoting this idea of as an individual, I am more valuable than as part of a community. My voice should be the voice, and that's it. I notice a lack of respect. The more I see my own kids growing up, the more scared I feel about how the society is promoting a lack of respect. But not only that, social media, which is, I think, a blessing, is also creating a whole issue because people are not necessarily communicating. They are sending or receiving information. But that is just the most basic component in communication. There is no real interaction in that. It's just an exchange of information. But that is not communicating really, because I don't feel committed to needing to respond. I have complete control over what I want to say and how I want to say it. So therefore, I don't say it if I don't want to. I don't feel like I have to. One of my frustrations when I came to the U.S. and then the email was invented and used as a formal way of communicating is that I remember sending an email and not receiving responses. And I was like, what? I mean, I actually was worried thinking maybe my system doesn't work. And over the years has been a struggle. And every time that I receive an email, even things that I was not supposed to respond, I was responding to them because I felt that there is a need to go back and forth. But again, remember, I'm coming from a culture where you talk to people and you engage with people. You hug, you do a lot of things, move your arms and all of that because you feel that that's essential to communicating, right? So email, goodness, I said, okay, people are sending me something. They want me to interact with that. So I thought, if I send something, people will respond. No, it didn't work like that. So the frustration grew until I realized, well, it's the way things are done in the culture. And I learned that people respond when they feel it's important to them or relevant or they need to. Otherwise, people don't respond. And that's okay. It's not a personal thing. It's a decision that they make most of the time. In a group, we cannot allow that. Yes, there is some flexibility in some level of you should feel safe to communicate, right? And if you don't feel safe to communicate something right now at this moment, take your time until you do so. Well, then it's my job to see what part am I responsible of creating in terms of building this trust. Because if I am responsible for creating trust for the other person, then I have to do that. So that person feels that trust and then can interact with me. And that won't be a reason why not to interact with me anymore. Because communication has to do that. And that is done in the context of respect. We're not going to tolerate, disrespect. We're not going to allow that in groups like ours. And we need to have some rules, and we're going to talk a little bit about rules later. But we have to set it up in a way that everyone feels safe in a group. And if there is a sense of safety, we have to take care of that as soon as possible so people can rely on trust and can communicate properly and feel respected. So safety is essential for respect. If there is no safety, I don't think we're going to have respect. You see that in marriages. Unfortunately, we continue to see growth in the level of abuse in marriages in our society. It's sad. It's sad because even the law has become stronger at trying to contain that. It still is not working. There is a lot of abuse at emotional level, but still at a physical level. And one of the pieces that is not working, you don't see it in those marriages, is a sense of safety. So people pretend that they are more respectful because they are not saying things, but they don't say it out of fear, not out of respect, and that's a big difference. So as a society, we're suffering from that. There are many instances where I want to say something, but I don't say it because I don't feel safe to say it. So it might look as if I'm being respectful. I don't say things out of respect, but in reality, I'm not saying things out of fear. That is not freedom, and that is there is some level of oppression in that context. We need to find out how our groups are dealing with that. If there is a sense of unsafety, there is a sense of, I don't know if I can say things here, well, we need to explore that. Where is that coming from? And a lot of times, to be fair, that is coming from baggage. That is coming from my prior history. I've been abused in that way, therefore, it takes a long time for me to trust. So we need to create some room for that. But that's not the reason for every single case, and we have to be careful. As leaders, we need to read into that. What's going on? Why is it that a particular person does not say much in the group? Or someone says a lot, but it's pure noise, right? There is no substance to what they say. They keep saying things, but it's just noise. It's a way of keeping people at a distance. It could be a safety issue. We need to explore where is that coming from and deal with it.